My name is Danny, and I want to speak to your heart today. This is not just about English. This is about fear, about self-doubt, and about discovering the courage to rise, even when everything inside you says, I can't. I grew up in a small village, surrounded by people who spoke my native language, a beautiful language, full of warmth. English felt like a distant world, something that belonged to movies and textbooks. In school, I memorized grammar rules. I passed exams. I could write an essay, or fill in the blanks. But when it came to speaking, my voice would disappear. I avoided eye contact. If a teacher asked me a question in English, I would pray for the bell to ring. The fear wasn't just about grammar, it was deeper. I was afraid of being judged, afraid of being laughed at, afraid of feeling small. One day, during a school festival, a tourist couple stopped outside our gate. They were lost. One of them smiled and asked me, "Excuse me, is this the way to the temple?" I froze. I understood the words, but I cannot respond. My heart was racing. I wanted to help, but all I could do was point and nod. They thanked me and walked away, and I just stood there. That moment haunted me for weeks. It wasn't just embarrassment, it was pain. I felt like I had let myself own. That night, I sat under the stars and asked myself a question that changed everything. Do you want to feel like this for the rest of your life? The answer was clear. I didn't. So I made a quiet promise to myself: I will learn to speak English. Slowly, patiently, fearlessly. It didn't happen overnight. There was no miracle app, no secret shortcut. It started with one simple step, that is listening. Every morning, I played English audio while brushing my teeth. It didn't matter if I understood, I just wanted my ears to get used to the sound. I began with simple content, like cartoons, children's shows, short YouTube videos with subtitles. I would repeat the sentences out loud like I was echoing back the world. Good morning. How are you? I am fine, thank you. Over and over again. Then I moved on to mirror speaking. It sounds strange, but it changed everything. I stood in front of the mirror and pretended I was introducing myself to a stranger. Hi, I am Danny. I live in a small town. I enjoy music and books. I am learning English. In the beginning, I stuttered, I forgot words, I laughed at myself, but with every repetition, my voice grew a little stronger. I started speaking to objects in my room. This is a chair. The chair is brown. I like this book. The story is interesting. It may sound childish, but these were my building blocks. Small and steady bricks that created a strong foundation. But I didn't stop there. I found a friend, Jack, who was also trying to improve his English. We made a rule: whenever we met, we would only speak in English. At first, our conversations were slow and awkward. We used broken sentences, lots of hand gestures, and often fell back into our native language. But we didn't stop. We pushed each other. We laughed through the mistakes. And something magical happened. Speaking English became normal, comfortable and natural. One day, we decided to start a mini English club. We invited 3 more friends. All of us were learners. We met once a week, in a quiet tea shop. No pressure and judgment. Just 5 young people, sharing their stories in English. Slowly, we all started improving. The biggest turning point came when I got a part-time job at a guest house. My job was to clean and occasionally help at the front desk. One afternoon, the receptionist stepped out, and a guest walked in asking for help. My hands were sweaty. I took a deep breath and said, "Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you?" He smiled. He asked about the Wi-Fi. I answered. We had a 3-minute conversation, nothing complicated, but it was the first full interaction I had ever had in English. And when he said, "Thank you, your English is good," I almost cried. That one sentence gave me more confidence than any textbook ever could. From there, I built a system, a simple, daily routine that anyone can follow. Step 1. Listen every day. I listened to English songs, short podcasts, or video blogs while walking. Even when I didn't understand everything, my brain was learning passively. Step 2. Speak out loud. I read articles, dialogues, or even random sentences out loud. It helped me practice pronunciation and rhythm. Step 3. Write regularly. I kept a small notebook where I wrote about my day in simple English. Today I went to the market. It was crowded. I bought apples. Just a few lines daily. But it taught me how to think in English. Step 4. Watch and repeat. I watched scenes from movies or shows, paused after each line, and repeated them exactly like the actors. Tone, facial expression, hand movement, and everything. I became my own drama teacher. Step 5. Celebrate every small win. The first time I answered a call in English. The first time I helped a guest. The first time I explained something clearly. I celebrated those moments with a fist pump or a smile. It kept me going. But still, there were hard days. Days when I felt like I wasn't improving. Days when I heard someone fluent and thought, "I will never speak like that." On those days, I reminded myself that learning a language is like growing a tree. You water it every day. You can't see it growing immediately. But one day, you will wake up and see it has grown tall. The truth is, English is not just about grammar. It's about confidence, about connection, and about expressing your heart. I once met a man who spoke only broken English, but he spoke with passion. He made people laugh. He told stories. And no one cared about his grammar, because his energy was beautiful. That taught me something. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. People don't remember perfect sentences. They remember how you made them feel. That changed how I approached learning. I started focusing on clarity, not perfection. On connection, not correctness. And I grew faster than ever before. One day, I was sitting in the park when a young boy approached me. He was about 12. He said, "Excuse me, sir, are you from this city?" I smiled and said yes. We started talking. He told me he was learning English and was scared to speak. I looked at him and said, "You are already speaking. That's the first step." And he smiled, just like I had months before. That's the moment I realized I had become someone else's motivation. And that was the most beautiful reward. Now, I want to share with you the most important truths I have learned. You don't need to know big words. Simple English is powerful. Speaking English is not about being perfect, it's about being brave. Mistakes are not the end. They are the beginning. The best way to learn is by doing. Speak, fail, learn, and repeat. You are not too old, too slow, or too late. Your journey starts the moment you decide. Today, I speak English every day, not perfectly, but confidently. I can make phone calls, write emails, give interviews, and even help others learn. And it all started with a decision. I will learn, I will try, and I will never give up. If you are listening to this and feeling stuck, I want to say one thing to you. Believe me, you are capable of more than you imagine. Don't compare your journey with others. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Just take one small step today. Watch an English video, Write one sentence. Say one phrase out loud. And tomorrow, take another step. Because step by step, word by word, you are building a brighter future for yourself. A future where you are not afraid to speak. Where you can connect with the world. Where your voice is heard, not just in your language, but in a language that reaches across all countries and cultures. So don't stop. Don't hide. Don't wait for perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Speak, even if your voice shakes. Even if your sentence is broken. Even if your accent is strong. Speak, because that's how you grow. And one day, you will look back at this moment, just like I did, and smile. Because you will know, this is where your story truly began. Thank you for listening. Now it's your turn to speak.